Hello and welcome to our lesson on project evaluation and closure. This segment will cover project disposition. The disposition phase is implemented to eliminate a large part of a system, or, as in most cases, close down a system and end the lifecycle process. The system in this phase has been declared surplus or obsolete, and it is scheduled for shutdown. The emphasis of this phase is to ensure that data, procedures, and documentation are packaged and archived in an orderly fashion, making it possible to reinstall and bring the system back to operational status if necessary, and to retain all data records in accordance with policies regarding retention of electronic records. The disposition phase represents the end of the project lifecycle. Particular emphasis is given to the proper preservation of the data processed by the project so that it is effectively migrated to another project or archived in accordance with applicable records management regulations and policies for potential future access. The objectives for all tasks identified in this phase are to retire the project systems, software, hardware, and data. The disposition activities are performed at the end of the system's lifecycle. The disposition activities ensure the orderly termination of the system and preserve vital information about the system so that some or all of it may be reactivated in the future if necessary. Particular emphasis shall be given to the proper preservation of the data processed by the system, so that the data are effectively migrated to another system or disposed of in accordance with applicable records, management and project area regulations and policies for potential future access. The disposition plan is developed and implemented. The disposition plan identifies how and when the termination of the system is conducted, as well as the system termination date, software components to be preserved, data to be preserved, disposition of remaining equipment, and archiving of lifecycle products. The data from the old system has to be transferred into the new system, or if it is obsolete, it has to be archived. Similar to the data that is archived or transferred, the software components need to be transferred to the new system, or if that is not feasible, disposed of. A lot of documentation went into developing the project. This documentation needs to be archived, where it can be referenced if needed at a later date. The disposition plan is followed for the orderly breakdown of the project, its components, and the data within. If the equipment can be used elsewhere in the organization, it is recycled. If it is obsolete, the Property Management Office is notified to access all hardware components. The review will be conducted at the end of the disposition phase and again within 6 months after disposition of the system by the project manager. Project Manager. The project manager is responsible and accountable for the successful execution of the disposition phase activities. Data Administrator. The disposition plan may direct that only certain systems' data be archived. The data administrator identifies the data and assists technical personnel with the actual archive process. The data administrator may be involved with identifying data, which due to its sensitive nature must be destroyed. They would also be involved with identifying and migrating data to a new or replacement system. Security Managers. The security managers need to make sure that all access authority has been eliminated for the users. Any users that only use the application should be removed from the system, while others that use other applications as well as this one may still need access to the overall system, but not the application being shut down. If there is another application that is taking the place of this application, the security managers coordinate with the new security managers. The following deliverables are initiated and finalized during the disposition phase. Disposition Plan. The objectives of the plan are to end the operation of the project in a planned, orderly manner, and to ensure that system components and data are properly archived or incorporated into other projects. All concerned groups need to be kept informed of the progress and target dates. The plan includes a statement of why the project is no longer supported, a description of replacement or upgrade, a list of tasks and activities, a transition plan, with estimated dates of completion, and the notification strategy. Post-termination review report is a report at the end of the process that details the findings of the disposition phase review. It includes details of where to find all products and documentation that has been archived. Archive system, the package set of data and documentation containing the archived application. Issues for consideration. An update of security plans for archiving and the contingency plans to re-establish the system should be in place. All documentation about the project, system logs, and configuration are archived along with the data and a copy of the disposition plan. Phase review activity. The post-termination review shall be performed after the end of the final phase. The review shall be conducted within 6 months after disposition of the project. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we will continue discussing project disposition. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.